All right, first off, I want to start by saying this video. Thank you so much for the support that you guys have been giving me on this channel. It's very appreciated. We're going to continue to go up on this channel. We're going to continue to breed sports as much as you want. That's including NBA, NFL, WWE, MLB, even NHL. I'm starting to get back into a little bit more. PGA, right? We're going to get on the golf stuff once more as well this year, so stay in tune for all of that. Of course, WNBA, cannot forget them. But what I really want to talk about today is the game today. I want to talk about the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to talk about Patrick Mahomes versus CJ Stroud. I want to talk about Nico Collins versus DeAndre Hopkins. I want to talk about how the Chiefs dynasty could fall, or how the Texans' struggles will continue unless they make major changes to the offensive line. Yes, I said the offensive line. I know it's not the defense. It's the offensive line. But we're going to get this stuff going right now. All right, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tyler Gates, aka TAG Live 205, and I'm back with another video. You heard what the intro was. Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs today. It comes on at 4:30. Do not miss that game. This is probably the biggest game in Houston Texans history. Not only is this the biggest game in Houston Texans history, you have a chance to knock off who I think is the epitome of disgusting, a disgrace, and despicable to the NFL, and that's Patrick Mahomes. I love Patrick Mahomes, okay? But it's just the way that he wins, okay? Look, I'm a Hawks fan also. That has nothing to do with this video, but it has a lot to do with it once I tell you why. Trae Young is a villain, especially in the world of New York City, especially the Knicks fans. He is a villain. Patrick Mahomes is obviously the villain to us NFL fans. Roger Goodell, we're not going to get into that, but it just needs to be discussed. It needs to be investigated how much Kansas City wins. That's besides the point. But the point really is, you have a chance to knock off the best quarterback of our generation, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I'm still not putting him ahead of Joe Montana, Joe Shiesty. I'm still not putting him ahead of Joe Namath, okay? I'm still not putting him ahead of Tom Brady, okay? I'm still not doing that. He's in that higher echelon for sure. He's in the conversation with Troy Aikman. He's in the conversation with John Elway. He's in the conversation with Peyton Manning. He's in that conversation, but just not the other three. We cannot discuss that. Okay, the Houston Texans, okay? I really want to talk about this team. They lost Tank Dell. They lost John Mechie last season. Remember that? John Mechie had the heart problem. He came back. John Mechie's been a great pickup in his, unofficial rookie season. Yes, he didn't have the greatest of stats. I mean, hey, once again, when you're coming back from that bad of an injury, God bless him, John Mechie, he had an outstanding season to come back from what was obviously a devastating blow to the Houston Texans and us NFL fans. 24 receptions on 254 yards, with one TD this year, averaging 10.6. Hey, we're not, look, stats are whatever. John Mechie is definitely got to step up today. That's if he is healthy. Look, step up today, John Mechie, right? Step up today. And we're looking at the predictions here. They're saying he's going to get about 50 yards. I say he goes for 75, depending on what packages you have him in, right? Jet sweeps. You have to put him in an Xavier Worthy type of role today. Compete with Xavier Worthy. That's my message to John Mechie. Hey, John Mechie, that dude. Jalen Waddle, that dude. We know Alabama for producing these young, short runners, right? Henry Ruggs, we know about that situation. But when he was in Alabama, hey, dude was good, right? Jalen Waddle, all world. We know who that guy is right there. Xavier Worthy, All world. We know who that guy is right there, right from Texas. Like I just said, John Mei, he's another one, right? You look at the small guys that they produce, Jahmyr Gibbs, right? They can catch the ball out the backfield. They can do whatever you need them to do. But here is the thing that I need John Mechie to do. I need John Mechie to compete versus Xavier Worthy today. I need you to be on one today, brother. Okay? Whatever he does, you can do it better. If he runs to the end zone, you go to the end zone. No. I don't think y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. If he goes for 50 yards, you try to match him and get 55. You do 5 better. Okay? I need the Texans to win this game. I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs. I'm tired of seeing them. I'm tired of seeing them. You know, Andy Reid used to love him, especially who was on the Eagles, with Kevin Cobb, Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, Jason Avant, Jerry McLean. Used to love that team. Brent Selleck, you know what I mean? Used to love that team, man. I don't like them. Because it's not because you win too much. It's just because the way that you win, the way you go about it. Never have I seen. Okay, and this is making me appreciate Tom Brady even more. I used to be an avid Tom Brady hater. Especially when he beat my Falcons. We're not going to talk about how they beat him, because I feel like certain situations have a lot to do with that. But it's the way that he beat the Falcons that has me questioning a lot about Patrick Mahomes and how he beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, how he beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. How do you give up field position 10 yards every time in the Super Bowl, San Francisco? That's another situation for another day. Then he beat y'all twice. We're not even going to talk about that. But here's the thing. The Houston Texans have the opportunity to do the greatest thing I've ever seen. Stop a three-peat. Stop Patrick Mahomes. Stop these Swifties out here. Stop Travis Kelce. Look, man. Look. Travis Kelce, okay? Great tight end. Still not putting him ahead of the great Tony Gonzalez. Still not putting him ahead of Antonio Gates. I'm still not even putting him ahead of Kellen Winslow, okay? You look at what he's done for the game, especially at the tight end position. He's revolutionized. I'll give him that, But there comes a time where you have a defender like Lassiter, a cornerback like Lassiter on the Texans, right? You have another shutdown corner, and Derek Stingley, in my opinion, has been the best cornerback in these playoffs. You have a opportunity to shut down Travis Kelce, to shut down DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, I know this team is overpowered, just like the Dodgers. I know they're overpowered for no apparent reason, and that needs to be investigated. But that's besides the point. The Houston Texans, I have them winning this game, and I have them winning this game by at least a field goal or a touchdown. That's 3 to 7 point margin. Okay? CJ Stroud. I'm going to go down the list of Houston Texans quarterbacks right now for you. But before I do that, 3,700 passing yards this season. That's immaculate right there. 20 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, and then an 87.0 passer rating. What people are going to say, that's a down season compared to what he did last season. I mean, it was kind of expected. When you're that good as a rookie, hey, who's to say that Jaden Daniels won't have a sophomore slump? Not that I want him to have one, but you look at this stuff, right? Patrick Mahomes, 3,900 passing yards to 26 touchdowns to 11 to 26 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, 93.5 passer rating. That's a little bit similar numbers when you think about the analyticals, right? It's similar numbers. They had similar seasons. But I'm going to tell you guys, CJ Stroud has a better chance to win this game, because if this dude can go in here like he did last year and put on a great performance like he did last year, but it actually dethrones the Kansas City Chiefs, I feel like they can do it. I said earlier in the season, can Detroit dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs? Yes. But what if Kansas City doesn't even make it there? What if CJ Stroud, the second-year beast, the phenom, the legend in the making, the greatest Houston Texan in the making? Yes, I said the greatest Houston Texan. I know that the greatest Houston Texan right now is probably Andre Johnson. And you would have to put DeAndre Hopkins number 2. You have to no. Excuse me. It's J.J. Watt. Then it's Andre Johnson. Then you probably have to put DeAndre Hopkins right there. Then you would put probably, I know Deshaun Watson He's in the top 10. He's just not number 4. He's in the top 10 greatest Texans of all time. But CJ Stroud has an opportunity to get in the top 10 today if he's not already there. And to beat Patrick Mahomes and to possibly beat Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen and then go to a Super Bowl and possibly beat Jalen Hurts or possibly beat Matthew Stafford or possibly even beat one of these more successful quarterbacks in our game today. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't even have to say his name. Matter of fact, I don't even have to say the team. You just know who I'm talking about. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, look him up. He's one of the more successful quarterbacks. But, I'm going to tell y'all. Jared Goff. If you can go beat a Jared Goff, you're in business. If you can go beat Jalen Hurts, you're in business. If you can go beat Matthew Stafford in the Super Bowl after dethroning Patrick Mahomes and possibly Lamar Jackson or possibly Josh Allen, who's to say he's not in the conversation as the greatest Houston Texan of all time, especially if he brings them a championship? Guys, we have to look at this. I have the Texans winning this game. That's all y'all need to know. But before I end up this video, I'm going to go down the list of Houston Texan quarterbacks. And CJ Stroud, I hope you're listening to this because this message is for you, my brother. Derek Carr, Matt Schaub, Ryan Fitzmagic. Okay, Ryan Mallett, rest in peace to that great quarterback. I love him. Tom Savage, Brock Osweiler, Deshaun Watson, AJ McCarron, Davis Mills, and my boy, Case Keenum. Then we have CJ Stroud. CJ, you have an opportunity to surpass all these quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson is obviously the best one to come off this list. Matt Schaub, I grew up on Matt Schaub being Houston Texans quarterback. I thought he was pretty doggone good to me. Okay, look, you have an opportunity to pass all these quarterbacks and become the greatest Houston Texans quarterback of all time, and become the greatest Houston Texans of all time, and become the greatest thing that's ever happened to this franchise since J.J. Watt, since Deshaun Watson, since DeAndre Hopkins, since Arian Foster, since Matt Schaub. Okay, those are just some of the notable stars that we have had on this team, and Andre Johnson. And on top of that, if you can come out this game today with your head held high, win or lose, but I prefer a win. If you can come out and beat Patrick Mahomes at his own game, and that's tricking the referees into giving you calls and running the football, you got my vote.